Welcome to today's chess video, where I'll unveil an astonishing chess opening trick known as the Siberian Trap. And that's not all, I have an intriguing chess puzzle in store for all of you. So make sure you stay tuned until the end for the full experience. Greetings, chess enthusiasts. If this is your first visit to this channel, and you're eager to master some captivating chess tricks to enhance your gameplay, then take the first step by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Now, let's dive into the action. The game kicks off with White's king's pawn opening pawn to e4. In response, we opt for c5, initiating the Sicilian Defense. White counters with d4, extending an invitation for us to capture the pawn. Taking this opportunity, we seize the pawn. Soon thereafter, White plays c3, revealing the Smith-Morra Gambit. Accepting this challenge, we capture the pawn, prompting White to recapture with a knight. The driving force behind White's choice in this opening is to unshackle the game and secure an advantage in development by sacrificing a pawn. Our focus from this point is on propelling our piece development forward. We proceed by advancing our knight on the queen's side to c6. In response, White advances their knight to f3 to further their piece development. We then make a move to e6, safeguarding against the knight's potential advance to d5, and also creating an opening on the diagonal for our bishop. Following this, White's bishop lands on c4, a logical step in their development plan. This prepares them for a kingside castling. Now, it's our move, and we play the seemingly unconventional queen to c7. This move serves to engage White in contemplation, as they ponder the motive behind this choice. One thing that stands out is our intention to unleash a discovered attack on the undefended bishop. Anticipating this threat, White responds with queen to e2, safeguarding their bishop. Our next move involves the development of our remaining knight to f6. Afterward, White carries out the straightforward move of castling kingside. Though this might appear as an ordinary move, it will actually turn out to be a catastrophic decision for White. Allow me to demonstrate why this move is problematic. Interestingly, this setup for White, particularly for those who employ the Smith-Morra Gambit, is quite customary. The knights are positioned classically, the bishop resides on c4, and the queen moves to e2 to create space on d1 for the rook. This is essentially White's intended setup. Now, it's time to lay out our trap. We initiate an attack with our knight by advancing it to g4. At this point, there might be a temptation for White to immediately eliminate this knight by playing pawn to h3. If they opt for this move, they are in trouble. This is where the Siberian Trap comes into play. To begin, we execute knight to d4, simultaneously targeting both the queen and the knight. At this juncture, White finds themselves at a disadvantage in all possible scenarios. Should they capture the knight, the move queen to h2 results in a straightforward checkmate. Alternatively, if they opt not to capture the knight, they must reposition their queen since it's under threat. Following the queen's relocation, such as here, we can readily seize the knight while also delivering a check. Subsequently, regardless of White's chosen move, queen to h2 emerges as a graceful checkmate. Now, let's examine a few other common variations. Essentially, if White responds with pawn to h3, they will end up sacrificing either their king or queen. But what if they avoid h3? Suppose they play knight to b5, targeting the queen and simultaneously defending against the Siberian Trap, knight d4. In that case, you can simply retreat your queen to b8, keeping pressure along the open diagonal. Even if White eventually opts for h3, there's no compulsion to move your knight. Instead, another enticing trap can be set up with pawn to h5. Should the pawn capture the knight, your pawn can recapture, maintaining the tension. And if the knight relocates, like so, queen to h2 once again leads to an elegant checkmate. This is known as the fishing pole trap. I've created a dedicated video on the fishing pole trap, accessible by clicking the I button above. Additionally, keep in mind that the knight on b5 remains precarious in this variation. At any juncture, you can dislodge it with pawn to a6. Once the knight withdraws, the Siberian trap can be reinstated via knight to d4. Now, revisiting the previous position, you might wonder if white can salvage the situation with pawn to g3. However, it's important to grasp that by making such a move, white would compromise the safety of their king. You could readily target the king by advancing your pieces to these undefended squares. Although there might not be any major traps here, from a positional perspective, black enjoys a significant advantage. Overall, this opening trick is a captivating option that's certainly worth experimenting with in your games. Now, it's time for a puzzle. In the given position, it's white's turn, and you need to find the best move for white. Share your answers in the comments, and let's see how many of you can solve it correctly. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with future videos. Take a moment to check out the other videos appearing on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care and peace.